Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the second video on hog butchering. As you can see in those pictures, yesterday we butchered, well, that was the second pig. If you remember, we started with 4. This half right here, I just weighed it, weighs 95 pounds, just like it is. So this was a fairly big pig. So the first thing I'm going to do here is just get this broke down into more manageable pieces. I'm not going to do as long of a video as I did the first time when we cut these up because I got 3 pigs to do. So, but anyway, we're just going to cut this, or I'm going to cut this into manageable pieces. Get in here and take out the fat that we use for lard. So the next thing we're going to do here is we're going to separate the front shoulder. I'm going to come up where this comes up right here. You come up about 2 inches, and that's where you cut it. This is a lot bigger pig than that last one we did. Next thing we're going to do is cut out the part that's the chops right there. So we'll cut down, this is tenderloin, so we want to cut to this side of the tenderloin here. And then we'll do the same over on this side. Take this little chunk off here, cook it up for supper, use it for sausage, whatever you want to do. Okay, so I just took and pulled some more of the lard fat off of here. Now what we're going to do is separate the ribs from the bacon. So like in the other video, we'll just take our knife and we're just going to go right on the bottom side of these ribs. We want to pull the ribs out, and then this piece of meat right here all comes with it. There we go. Spare ribs. There we go. There's our pork belly for bacon. I'm actually going to cut this into 4 pieces so I can easier cure it in gallon bags. With this pig, I'm not going to do hams again like I did on the other one. One of the other 2, I am going to actually try to cure my own ham. So I'm going to take this, which would be the ham, and I'm going to cut it up into some nice roasts. Then I can just put them in the oven and put them in the slow cooker, whatever I want to do. I wish that these were a little bit frozen. I mean, it's about 35 degrees, but what I want to do is make a couple of pork steaks, because this is where you would get pork steaks. At least the round, I guess it would be like a round steak, but... There we have a dozen of the fattest chops I've ever seen. This little part here I'm just going to leave as a little roast. I think that'll be really, really good. Alright, so on this front shoulder, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the ham hock right here, so, or the hock, whatever you call it. So usually you find out where this little knuckle is here and just go up a little bit above it. Just cut through that and then saw that off with the saw. Well, there we go. Got the hock off. I think I might put that in the smoker this time and see how that turns out. I always like buying them in the store that are already smoked. Alright, so with the rest of this front shoulder, normally if you cut it here, this would be like your Boston butt roast, and this would be like the picnic. Some people like to take the ribs out of this too, so it's boneless. I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean, I usually just am cooking for one, so a huge roast to me. Unless I bring them down to Louisiana with me, so there's more than one of me to eat them. So, I don't know. I'll have to figure that out. I think what I'm going to do this time is I'm going to pull these ribs out this time, because I do like ribs. So, I'm just going to take and fillet these off like we did on the pork belly to get at our bacon.
I'll give you $5 if you cut up my half.
It's the ugliest rack of ribs I ever saw.
It'll be delicious when you cook it up.
It will be. Alright everyone, well I got mine here in the freezer, most of it. I've got some in the house for supper tonight. I've got all the bacon that I still have to get into a cure yet today, but now this afternoon, after Sarah and Chad are done cutting up their half, we're going to butcher another one. Okay guys, well I got one more to cut up tomorrow. It's supposed to get down to about 32 tonight, so that'll cool down real nice. And one more to butcher tomorrow afternoon. Okay everyone, well now we've got that the one pig up there hanging. One got cut up today, one to get butchered tomorrow. Did one prior to going down to Louisiana. The work doesn't stop. We've got to get this bacon into the brine right now so it can be in there for 6 days. Okay, so just like the bacon video I did before, I'm going to do this generally the same. I'm going to add a little bit more maple syrup. So we're going to use kosher salt, we're going to use brown sugar, and we're going to use some of my homemade maple syrup. In fact, as I'm doing this video, I have maple sap that's boiling on the stove right now. So we're going to do 1.5 cups of the kosher salt and 1.5 cups of the brown sugar. Okay, once again we want to mix this up when it's dry. A lot easier to do that before you add all the syrup in. Alright, now that I've got that mixed up, now this time we did half salt, half brown sugar, and so then normally I would do then, if it was 1 cup and 1 cup, I would do a half cup. We did a cup and a half, so this should be 6 ounces. I'm trying to get it to be a little bit sweeter, but I don't like it when it's overpowering with maple. So I'm going to do 8 ounces of my maple syrup in here. So that'll be like, 2 ounces more than I did before. Alright, just like before, we're just going to coat all the sides. Okay, now all of them are coated, and if you can see on that first piece, I'll show you a little bit closer here. It's only been about 7 minutes, and it's already starting to pull the moisture out. Alright, well that's all there is to it. Now I just got to put it in the fridge, and I'll leave it in there, and every 24 hours I'll flip it, and it'll get full of moisture, everything will get coated. Real simple. Good morning, everybody. It's 35 degrees outside. Just brought this half in, and this one weighs 62 pounds, so what was yesterday's were 95, so these females not quite as heavy. We got 2 good roasts, and I just weighed this. It's a 12-pound ham, or will be a ham. all I'm doing with these front shoulders is just deboning them because I'm not making sausage, so I'm just going to get a lot of odd roasts for whatever, slow cooker, whatever. None of it's going to waste, so the whole rest of this thing now I'm just going to cut up into stir fry pieces because once that garden gets going, I do really like doing stir fries. Alright, well that's one half cut up. So now I'm going to get this packaged and then I'll bring the other half in and cut that up. This time it took roughly about 50 minutes to cut this up, so time is getting faster. Alright, well this one is all cut up now. Time for packaging. And about an hour from now is when Sarah will meet me and we'll go butcher the last pig. I need a little break from cutting up the meat. I think I'll go down and see how the sap is running. They're all running real slow today because last night it didn't get below freezing. You've got to get down to below freezing and then above freezing to get that pump action going, but it's still getting a little bit. These two hocks that I have here, I'm going to, one of them I took more meat off, so I got one that's bigger, but I'm going to take and put some seasoning, just some salt and pepper, onion powder, and garlic powder on there. And I'm going to throw these in the smoker for about 4 hours with a whole bunch of apple and a little bit of peach. And then I'm going to freeze these. So, I mean, they're pretty boring, so it'll be nice to get a little smoke flavor in there anyway. Okay, one more time. I am beat tired and sick of cutting up pigs. Okay, well, the last one is all washed up. One more day of cutting up and I'm finished. I need a shower. There we go, guys. 5 hours in the smoker. Looking real good. Get these wrapped up and in the freezer. Good morning, everybody. I'm going to get this pig cut up. Zachary stopped out. He's actually going to be changing the clutch in this little truck project that he has going right now, and he's going to get the stove going in the upper garage because it's only 27 degrees out right now. So I told him I'd barbecue him up some pork chops for lunch, but I have got to get some pork chops cut before I can cook them up. There's the truck he's going to be working on. He has to put a new clutch in it. He just bought this to beat around in. Doesn't get as many miles on his new car. Another few months and we'll have strawberries and a garden. I did weigh this half also, and this one was 70 pounds even. I think I'll run out and get Zach. It's lunchtime.
Like a little tube or something.
Huh. I might have one. Lunchtime.
Okay. So then
Yeah, I get one of them fat ones too. And this is the last chunk right here. I just got wrapped for this first half of the last pig. So I'm going to throw this in the freezer and then haul that other half in here, and I will be so happy when that's done. Just been cutting up the liver and the lungs and the kidneys and stuff like that, and that's all going to be for crayfish bait. Okay everyone, well, I think that the pig project was a success. I had fun raising them, way better than goats, and I mean just the meat return on it is just amazing. So a few of the things different, I don't want to have to winter them again. Wintering them wasn't even that bad, but the springtime I'd have to add on to this pen a little bit so they have somewhere else to go that would drain and stuff like that. So I keep getting asked if I'm going to do pigs again. I am for sure going to do pigs again. I would only want to do 2, not 4. And I just need a week without thinking about pigs after just butchering 3 in a row here. And then decide when I want to get them. So anyway, that'll be up and coming. I think I'll end this video now because now I have to put one of the hinds into a wet cure for 7 or 8 or 9 days or whatever, and that'll be a whole nother video. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you on the next video.